Oh, thank you, everybody, for watching Eastern Volleyball Network. My name is Graham Wren. As many of you know, we have Ian Bicko with us. How are you doing, dude?
What's up, Graham?
Yeah, man.
What's up, everybody?
I haven't seen you in a while, so it's nice to at least see your face over, over Zoom. Hopefully, we'll get to fix that, and I'll see you again in person soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe another trip to Virginia Beach is in your future. I don't know.
Maybe we can just play Catan virtually while we Zoom.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to do that. Maybe we'll teach. Maybe we'll teach Anthony Winter actually how to play, and then we can do that again sometime.
Building roads towards each other. Never a good move.
Yeah, never a good
For
move.
anyone that looks Catan or learning how to play Catan, don't build your roads towards each other.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
I'm hijacking this call.
Yeah, we're here to bring you a prediction video for the pools of the AVPnext going on in San Antonio this weekend. Ian's playing in it. Our other Eastern Volleyball Network co-host Kevin Knight is playing in it. A bunch of other good ballers are playing in it. So we're just going to go ahead and run through each pool. We'll list the teams in the pool, and then we'll kind of list how we think they're going to finish. For everyone who isn't aware, they're kind of using the FIVB Power Pools format, as the FIVB loves to call it, where one plays 4, 2 plays 3, and then the winners play each other for first and second. The losers play each other for third and fourth. Top 3 come off and get seeded into a single elimination bracket. So without further ado, in Pool 1, we have the first seed and the first overall seed, Tim Brewster, Andy Benish, Andrew Holman, Adam Hartman at the 2, Mark Bucknam, Jake Fleming at the 3, and Gerald Deacon, Gareth Evans at the 4. I don't really know the 4th seed, but I would assume that they're going to go ahead and run into the buzzsaw that is Tim Brewster and Andy Benish in this level of tournament. Yeah,
that's the unfortunate draw if you're the 4th seed here. Like you got the AVP, most recent AVP champion. Yeah. As your first match of the day. I know Jarrell Deacon, he is from Austin and usually plays with Rafa. Always a good team. I just going to be undersized against Timmy and Andy. Yeah, gotcha. I think that's pretty straightforward matchup. Adam Hartman, Andrew Holman, super good team. They were in my pool last time in Panama, and they won a close one against us. I think Adam is one of the more underrated defenders, like kind of in this AVPnext circuit of players. Super good player from South Florida. Mark Buckman and Jake Fleming, both 2 guys from the New England area. They've been actually in my state in Louisiana for about a month now, a little over a month, training with Drew Hamilton. That's Taryn and Kristen's coach. So they've been there training, putting in some good work. Yeah, just kind of in preparation for the summer. That's a match to watch for sure. I think that it's going to be a close one. I can see it going 3, but I personally think I think Holman and Hartman pulled that one out at the end. I gotcha. Do you have any idea how? I would imagine that San Antonio is not going to be particularly windy. Would I be correct? I don't think it's going to be windy. It's going to be hot tomorrow, though. It will be pretty warm. But with this matchup too, it's 2 young teams. They both play together a lot, so there's lots of chemistry there. So I think it would be some like good clean ball. I just think that maybe Adam and Andrew have an edge here in this matchup. I gotcha. Yeah, Mark and Jake are definitely doing some good things and playing good ball, but I think I would give the edge to Andrew and Adam as well. And I don't really see either one of these teams taking down Andy Benish and Tim Brewster. And I don't really see either of those 2 teams losing to Jarrell Deacons or Gareth Evans either. So either. Yeah, so for our results here for Pool 1, we've got Brewster and Benish coming off first. We've got chalk. We've got Holman and Hartman coming off second, Bucknam Fleming third, and then Deacon and Gareth Evans fourth. If we're incorrect about anything, it'll be about the 2-3 flipping. I think it's definitely possible that Mark and Jake, the Jersey boys, as we like to call them, because anyone who is
not from Jersey, loves being affiliated with New Jersey.
Yeah, I think Jake's gonna take offense to that.
Yeah.
Being from Boston.
Yeah, so if we're wrong, it's that we're definitely wrong about that. But from there, we'll go ahead and move on. Pool number 2, Skylar Del Sol and Andrew Dentler, a kind of a new partnership. I don't think it's a partnership we've seen before. Pete Canola, Taylor Hughes, Brandon Severin, Mikhail Butler, and William Mota, Brian Castaneda.
I don't know the bottom seed in this. I recognize the names, but I don't really know that team together. I think this one's pretty straightforward in the seeding as well, like how everyone's going to finish. There's a lot of pools like that, but there's definitely a few pools that are crazy. But with pool two, I think Skylar and Andrew take the one. Interesting though, tournament events. Stephen Roshitz had to exit the tournament with an injury, so Pete is playing with Taylor Hughes. I don't really know his partner that well, but it's interesting that they ended up being matched up with close friend and Brandon Severin, another guy from San Antonio. So, and then Mikhail Butler, super good player too. I don't really know how Canola and how Pete and his partner are going to be. I know Brandon and Mikhail have been playing together quite a bit lately, but I don't know. Pete's a more seasoned player. He always seems to get the best out of his partner, so I think that he'll take that 2-3 matchup.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll with Pete Canola and Taylor Hughes as well. I kind of have to agree with you. I think Pete is just too solid all around, between the block that he's putting up the net, setting Taylor both inside out and transition, a lot of the soft skills, as we like to say. I think he's just too good there, and he's just like you said, he's going to do a really good job getting the absolute best out of his partner there. So I think we'll go ahead and give Canola and Hughes the edge in that 2-3 matchup, but probably when they end up facing off against Del Sol and Dentler, I think Pete's going to be missing his running buddy. He's going to be missing Roshitz there.
Yeah, for sure. Could probably put up a good fight. I'm sure it'll be a great match. Could even see it going 3, but I think at the end of the day, Skylar and Andrew win the pool. Pete finishes 2, and I can't picture Brandon and Mikhail not making it out of pool. So I'm sure they'll take the 3.
Right. All right. So in our next pool, we have the 3 overall seed, Rafu Rodriguez and Dave Palm, who you all probably watched in AVP Austin as the 1 seed, Kevin Knight, Dylan Cox as the 2 seed, Ryan Ierna and JD Hamilton as the 3 seed, and then Ben Hutka, Michael Klentzman as the 4 seed. So this is a real interesting one for both you and I, where we have our Eastern Volleyball Network co-host Kevin Knight, got a longtime friend of Ian Bicko, JD Hamilton there. I don't think either one of us really want to pick against our guy, but I guess
I know it's like there's so many friends in this pool, and also it's probably one of the in my opinion, it's the second toughest pool in the tournament to be in. But there's got to pick somebody. I don't know. I think the 1-4 match is pretty straightforward with Rafu and Dave taking that.
Right.
The 2-3 match between Kevin and Dylan, and then Ryan and JD is just gonna, to me, it's gonna be a close game. And I think I don't know what happens here, because I'm just gonna say the benefits of what both teams bring to the table. I don't know if I can make a definitive pick, because I'm gonna be at this tournament tomorrow and you're not, so you get to pick. I think Kevin and Dylan have maybe like a more aggressive serving, I guess, arsenal behind them. I think that JD and Ryan are probably the more true, like much bigger block of the net, and Ryan, JD is going to really better any ball that Ryan gives him with his setting too. So just a much better, probably cleaner defensive team. But Kevin and Dylan have a really strong side out and really strong serving game as well. So I don't know who to pick. And I also don't want to pick. So I'm going to leave it to you.
Yeah. Well, I think we were, kind of looking at that matchup. it's about as close to a coin flip, I think, as you can get. Like if you just start looking at what each player individually brings to the table. But I think I want to go with JD Hamilton and Ryan Iona here, just from a standpoint of they are like a tried and true partnership that practices together, plays together a lot. Whereas, you know, Kevin and Dylan don't live in the same area. You know, I believe this is their first time playing together in an event. And granted, you know, I know Kevin went down to Florida this week to start training with Dylan and build that chemistry, but even a week's worth of solid training, you know, isn't going to make up for, you know, having played numerous tournaments together, training together day in, day out.
Yeah, JD and Ryan definitely have the chemistry down. And it should be said too, like they're the 3 seed in this tournament, but by all means, they're better than many of the 2 seeds that are in this tournament as well. So it's just a really unfortunate matchup this early in the day. Also, Kevin and Dylan, it needs to be said that they look identical to each other.
Yeah,
so, especially they got the same sunglasses. So like, I feel like there's a sponsorship in there somewhere for them, but they need to figure out how to market themselves. But
yeah, I think
that's for another call.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw Dylan Cox play, he and Jeff came to Virginia Beach, and I think that my running joke of the day, I was like, Kevin, it's your evil twin over there.
Yeah. And then I guess whoever gets Michael Klentzman as the play-in game for the 3 seed, that's also a tough game to make it to 3, because Michael's a great player from Texas. I've seen him take a lot of good players, beat a lot of good teams that, you know, are ranked higher than him. So it's not an easy play-in game for whoever gets that. I don't really know. I'm not familiar with his partner, but Michael is definitely like not going to go down without a fight, like ever. So,
right.
Anyways, that's a tough pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the line of the day, right? It's like, oh man, that's a tough pool. You know, we're gonna respect everybody, and you know, everyone can play, and you know, do everything we can not to create any enemies.
I'm the world's worst commentator. They're a really nice person.
Yeah. All right. So next pool, 4 overall seed: Mike Grissel, Grant O'Gorman, Ian Bicko, Nolan Albrecht, Gage Basie, Thomas Hurst, Reed Malone, and Philip Andrews. I know, you know, the classic Eastern Volleyball Network rule comes into effect here, where you don't get to make predictions about yourself. You can make your case, but you know, we don't let you you know, make predictions about yourself. And for me, at least at the top of this pool, this seems pretty straightforward. Like, I think, you know, Mike Grissel is, you know, as everyone knows, had kind of a breakout performance at AVP Atlanta, and he's getting paired up with probably the second best defender in Canada. You know, that's a real tough draw to have in your pool. So I think we're going to go ahead and predict them to come off first. And frankly, I think Ian Bicko, Nolan Albrecht, after their performance down in Panama City Beach at the AVPNext, you know, beat Avery Drost and Eric Brannick in pool, had a real strong run through the bracket. I believe was it to a 9th or was it to a 5th?
9th.
A 9th.
Ran into Evan and Bill.
Right. So they had a 9th place, but, you know, by draw ran into Evan and Bill. Arguably, you know, maybe they deserved higher, maybe they didn't. Who knows? So kind of that being said, I think they're one of the stronger 2 seeds in this tournament. You know, kind of based a newer partnership and kind of based on being a new partnership that formed together and had that success, maybe a little underrepresented in their points. So I think they're going to pretty comfortably come out second in their pool. I don't know the 3rd or the 4th seed, unfortunately. Do you know either of these guys?
Yeah, I can speak to that. I'll definitely say the 2-3 matchup that we have, like these are 2 kids. Thomas Hurst is a baller here. I think he's from Dallas originally. You might recognize him. He usually wears the fedora. He's a fedora kid. I don't really know his partner, but that's not a game I'm taking for granted by any means. Definitely going to be a tough draw there. Or a tough game. I'm not gonna make a definitive pick with myself, but I should say that Reed Malone and Phil Andrews, like they're probably one of the best 4 seeds. I mean, they should be a 3 seed in my opinion. 2 solid players. So I just don't see them beating Mike and Grant either in that first game. So whoever plays them for that 3 seed spot, that's a tough game. I think I'll predict them to come out third, unless I have to play them. Unless I have to play them for third.
Okay. All right.
But
All right. Next pool, we have Rafi Paulus, Jeff Samuels, 5 overall seed. Cam Beans, Chris Frazier, Lars Basie, Ian Carlson, 4 seed, Keone Coronado, and Daniel Tran.
Yeah, I think that I feel that this pool is pretty straightforward. 1 through 4. I don't really see any upsets here. I can maybe see Cam and Cam Beans and Frazier taking on making that upset, flipping the 1 and 2. I can see that happening. They had a tough weekend last week in Cincinnati. Just, I think weather, they traveled last minute. They probably learned a lot. I don't know. You learn a lot when you have like a humble loss here and there. And sometimes you come back way better for it. And Cam's a true competitor. Frazier's a true competitor. I can see them like really bringing the fire this weekend in pool play. So I can definitely see an upset here.
Sure.
Ian Carlson, great player. Don't really know his partner too well. I think I met him last night actually for the first time, but I don't see Ian Carlson not making out of pool. So I'll definitely say he'll get that 3 spot. But I don't know the 4 seed in this situation.
Got it. Okay. Well, then we'll go ahead and, as our classic line is, we go with what we know. So we're gonna go ahead and stay chalk here. Next pool, 6 overall seed, Adam Roberts, Cody Caldwell. Pretty tough draw, I think, in their 2 seed, John Schwengel, Devin Berkey. The 3 seed, Spencer Gaston, Austin Banks, and the 4 seed, Ben Whiteley, Nemanja Komar.
Do you know the 4 seed?
I don't know the 4. I know the 3 seeds intimately well.
Yeah, I think we both do. Yeah, without knowing the 4 seed, just going to definitely pick Adam and Cody there in that first game.
For sure.
I think Spencer and Austin are 2 really solid players. Don't really know if I like them together in terms of I don't really know how well they can do together in terms of beating a team like John Schwengel and Devin Berkey. That's just a true big block. They qualified already in Chicago last year. I don't know if I like them in the upset there, but I still think they'll break pool, come out 3. What do you think about the 1-2 matchup at the top? What do you think happens here?
The 1-2. I think it's a borderline toss up, but at the same time, I think we kind of got to give the. I think Cody Caldwell is a better big than Berkey is, and I think that ends up being the difference. So I think Caldwell will impact the game a little bit more. Adam Roberts will be steady as ever, and I think that's enough to get the win, probably in 3.
Yeah, I feel like Schwengel and Berkey, they're such a good young team. I just think the efficiency that Adam Roberts has, he's not going to do anything highlight reel, but I think he's just going to be so efficient, and that's going to be the difference, in my opinion. Is the efficiency between him and Schwengel.
Yeah, absolutely. What I will say about Spencer Gaston and Austin Banks is they are kind of they're the perfect chaos team, to be honest. They can go into a tournament and be borderline awful, or they can go in and they're just perfectly melded chaos coming together into this storm that you don't know what to do with. They actually took out Brad Connors and Cam Beans down at one of the early season Florida events.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe because Schwengel and Berkey, they get a little frustrated. I've refed them before, and it was just, you could sense the frustration on their side. They ended up qualifying that weekend though too. So at the end of the day, it worked out. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they can frustrate them to death.
Yeah, I'm definitely still picking Schwengel and Berkey, but it should be noted that Spencer and Austin are a team I think that are a bit more, kind of up and down. But if it does coincide with, one of those peaks, they could definitely give them a run for their money. But I definitely won't pick it.
Okay, but we're still sticking with 1 through 4, the same.
Yes, we are.
Seating. Yep. Man, pool 7. We got a lot to talk about because this pool is death. This is the pool of death here. I mean, to me, this is like a 1 and 2. There's multiple 1s and 2s in the same pool.
Yeah, for sure. They managed to have both of the tried and true, pretty well known AVP level defenders picking up new young gun physical blockers. So they're underseeded and they managed to both be in the same pool. So
yeah, are you talking about Chase and Ben?
Yes, I'm talking about Chase Frischman. I'm talking about Ben Vaught. So real quick to run through this whole pool, we have the 7 overall seed, Chris Vaughn and Tomas Goldsmith. We have Chase Frischman and Noah Dyer at the 2. We have Andrew Royal and Ethan Elkins at the 3. And then we have Ben Vaught and Tanner Woods at the 4.
Woof. Okay, so hear me out. I have bold predictions here, and some people are really not going to like it. This is a defender's pool. Everyone in this is either a defender or undersized as a blocker. However, Ben Vaught, Tanner Woods, I think, one, I just respect Ben's game immensely. Tanner Woods, not a lot of guys know about him. Huge serve. He's going to be one of the best servers in this tournament. I think that's going to be a huge difference. And I see them upsetting Chris. I see this is the biggest upset of the day, upsetting Chris Vaughn and Tomas. Chris Vaughn and Tomas, 2 great defenders in my opinion. I've only ever seen them play with huge blockers. Vaughn usually plays with Dentler, a couple other blockers too. Tomas usually plays with Max. I've never really seen either of them split. And I just think that the physicality that Tanner is going to bring to the net and the service pressure as well, I think that that's going to translate to an upset. Also, Ethan and Andrew, 2 guys from my area, tons of chemistry there. I think I made the prediction last Panama tournament they would win their pool, and they did. Against all odds, really? They did. They either won their pool or they got second. I can't remember, but I predicted a big upset for them, and they didn't let me down, so I'm not going to let them down here either. I do think they lose their first round to Chase. But so that would put Ben and Tanner, and then Chase Frischman, and is it Christian Dyer?
Noah Dyer. So you have Chase and Noah playing Ben and Tanner for the 1-2, and then Vaughn and Tomas playing Andrew and Ethan for the 3-4.
Yes. So I think Chase wins the pool. I think Ben Vaught, Tanner Woods come out 2, and I think Ethan and Andrew beat Tomas and Chris Vaughn. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. Ethan physically right now, and he's finally put the physicality and the ball control together, and it's really great to see. Like, he's been playing really well lately. He's undersized as a blocker, but his reach is still just as high as anybody else's. He's gonna be a big presence at the net. And Andrew just finds a way, man, to beat teams that people probably don't think he should beat. But I have them coming out 3. And I have a 1 seed not making it.
How do you have an idea how deep's the sand there?
It's not too deep.
It's not too deep.
No, it's pretty average. I'd compare it to Coconut Beach.
Okay.
In New Orleans.
Because you know me, I love a good upset pick. So I love your Vaught and Tanner Woods pick over Vaughn and Goldsmith. I'll say I've seen Chris Vaughn like split block or run up a little bit more. Like he came down last year, grain of salt, because it was January or February, came down and played at Virginia Beach, like indoor sand tournament with Angel, and they ended up losing to some local guys, Nick Drucker and Brett Rosenmeyer in the final after beating them on the winner's side. So I do definitely think that, when you put Chris kind of in a pairing, when you put Vaughn in a pairing where he's not playing behind like a true blocker and he's having to do a little bit more of that split role, he is a little more vulnerable. So I love the pick there. Unfortunately, I have to disagree with your faith in the local boys, and I don't think there's a world where Chris Vaughn gets knocked out of Pool 0-2. So I do love your 1-2 pick, but I gotta go with Vaughn as the 3.
That's fair. I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for it tomorrow, I'm sure. Probably even in the comments. Go ahead, but I don't know. I just got to go with it. It's what my gut's telling me, and I can't go against it.
All right, so our next pool, we have the 8 overall seed, Max Martin and J.M. Plummer, TJ Yurko, Kevin Coyle, Bryce Mayer, Wyatt Harrison, Charlie Saragusa, and Matthew Gentry. Do you want to talk about the size that's present on this 4 seed for me?
Yeah, so this is probably the most unconventional team I could fathom putting together. Like
2 middles, what could possibly go wrong?
2 indoor middles, what could go wrong? But what could go right, Graham? That's the question here. What could go right? Because I think the 1-2 is pretty straightforward. I think JM and Max Martin, I think that they take the 1 pretty handily. Well, let's back up. So I think that they win that first game pretty handily against Charlie and Gentry. And then that matchup in the middle, I don't know Bryce Mayer's partner. I see the last name Harrison. What's the first name?
Wyatt.
Yeah, no idea. But Bryce is a player who's getting a lot better, puts in tons of work. TJ and Kevin though, are just really solid players. They don't make a ton of mistakes. Great chemistry together, always bring the sass. I don't know. I just don't see them getting upset at the 2. So I think we have a 1-2 matchup. Who do you have in that pick?
I think I've got to show some faith in Mr. Yurko and the sass that he brings to the court. I think TJ and Kevin will go ahead and take down the 1 seed here.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that happening too. I think it really comes down to who is going to be more physical at the net between Max and Kevin. I think TJ and JM are very comparable defenders. They're both just going to ball out, and they're very steady. But who's going to be more physical at the net, and who's going to better the ball for their defender? So that's going to be interesting between Kevin and Max. So I'll go ahead and pick the boys too. I think TJ and Kevin are going to pull out their pool.
Okay.
At the 3-4, I don't know. I can see. I want to pick Gent. And Charlie, but I might really regret that. I don't know. If it's windy at all, no. But
Fair enough.
I don't know anything about Bryce's partner. That's the thing.
Yeah. See,
it really just comes down to ball control.
Yeah, my thing is, as someone who's relatively undersized, I just can't pick a middle team to do particularly well, because then internally I feel invalidated about everything that I bring to the table. So I'm gonna have to go with not team middle. Bryce Mayer, Wyatt Harrison.
Okay, I'll go with that too, but I can see it happening. I can't see it happening in too many matchups, but I can see it happening with this one.
That's fair. It could be their one shining moment. So
yeah, who knows?
Yeah. All right, next pool at the 9 overall seed: Angel Dashe, Ian Satterfield, Marshall Brock, Garrett Westberg, Garrett Peterson, Joseph Rayson, and then Bryce Paxson, Jordan Hopp at the 4.
I think this is about as straightforward as it gets in terms of pool seeding. I don't see anything crazy happening here. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think Angel and Ian is a new partnership. I'm interested to see who's playing what side. If I had to guess, I would say Ian Satterfield will be on the right and Angel will be on the left, but I don't know. At least locally, when Angel plays with a guy who really wants the right, he'll go over and take the left. Because I think more than anything, Angel wants to be near a pin as opposed to really caring about a side, if that makes sense. So I think they'll probably win this pool. I don't know a ton about. I don't really know a ton about some of the lower seeds in this pool. So if you do, go ahead and take that away. But I don't really see much of a reason to go away from chalk
I
here.
don't know anything. I mean, I know them as people, but not really anything definitive that would like give them an edge over anyone. I think Marshall Brock and Garrett Westberg are going to be a really solid ball control team all day. Maybe a little undersized at the net, but Marshall had a great run at Seaside last year, making it to the final. It's just one of those guys that like if he's hot that day, like you don't want to play him. I think Garrett's qualified before, so experienced players for sure. I do think that Angel and Ian win the pool, but I can see that match that that match for the one. I can see that going 3 sets. I just think that Angel and Ian edge it out.
Sure. All right, next pool we have 10 overall seed left Prima, Salila Tucker. At the 2, we have Jacob Landell and Jake Dietrich. Jackson Lane, Jack Peterson at the 3. Garrett Denny, George Gutierrez at the 4. Kind of an interesting 2-3, right? I mean, because Jackson Lane's a big blocker. I believe still in Tennessee, right?
I think so. I can't remember. I always see him around and I just never know where he's from.
Gotcha.
But that's true of everyone that plays beach. It's like, where are you these days? Anyways.
Yeah.
Interesting matchup too with Lev Prima and Jake Lindell, former partners last year. I don't really know Jake Lindell's partner too well. I just haven't been playing as much lately, but don't really know I don't really know his partner. Do you want to speak to this pool more?
I mean, I'm pretty content to go chalk here. I think Lev and Salila Tucker qualified for. I don't remember if they qualified or if they were. I don't remember how they got into the AVP Austin main draw, but they were in the AVP Austin main draw. Kind of like you said, I don't know a ton about Jacob Landell's partner, which in my mind isn't enough to bump them over the top. But at the same time, Jacob Landell, making a few main draws in 2021 is enough for me to think that, he's going to go ahead and carry his weight in the 2-3 matchup. So I don't really see a reason here to go away from chalk.
Yeah, I can possibly see the 4 and 3 flipping. 2 Texas guys there at the 4. I think we have a double lefty situation happening at the 4.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I mean.
All right, I take it back. They're coming first in their pool.
Can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah. What could possibly happen? What's more awkward, the middle pairing or the lefty pairing?
Right. I know, Graham, for me, I'm starting to run out of time for this call, but so I'm going to move on to 11.
Okay. Brian Miller,
again,
John Ferrari, Brandon Joyner, Kyle Friend, John Sutton, Misha Freistater, Tanner Smith, Daniel Stevens. I feel like the top 2 seeds, Miller Ferrari, Joyner Friend, are going to win their first round matchups. Misha Freistater's a strong blocker, really puts up a nice seal at the net from my area. But I don't think he and John have what it takes to win that first matchup. I don't know. So what do you think about the 3-4 and then the 1-2 matchup for that pool?
I know who Tanner Smith is at the 4. I don't really know his partner. Tanner is really a solid player, pretty efficient. I might You've seen Misha play a lot lately. I haven't, so I know that he's been doing really well. I think I'll stick with the 3 over the 4 here, and then, man, that 1-2 match is going to be interesting. I know Kyle and Brandon did really well in Panama. John and Brian have a good thing going together too, so that's going to be interesting. I might pick Kyle and Joyner in this match. And I'm sure John will give me shit for it tomorrow, but
super interesting because Joyner and Friend dropped a match in pool play in Panama City Beach. Came out second, but then had a great run.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on your route when you drop. Like, in some ways, pool play just doesn't matter, and it's kind of a place where you go to figure things out. So, I don't know. I'm going to give, in my opinion, Kyle is the best player on the court here. And I'm just going to give him the edge based on that.
Okay. So we got Joyner and Friend first, Miller Ferrari second, Sutton and Misha third, and then Tanner Smith, Daniel Stevens fourth. All right. So our last pool, we have Caleb Kwekel, Dylan Zakka, Bruno Mora, Mike Bogue, Sammy Gibson, Ben, a lot of vowels, Alexander Cambermeyer, and Leonard Hubers.
And the last names are a challenge in this pool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, these guys are not making it easy.
There's like the first name or the first team in the pool has way too many letters you see at the end of the alphabet. And just so much going on.
Yeah. All right. So do you think as we drop to the pools where the top seed is kind of lower, the gap between 1, 2, and 3, 4 just kind of gets bigger? Do you see the first or second seed dropping their first match here?
No, I don't. I do think the 4 seed is a tough one. Alex Kamenmeyer is nicknamed down here as Spider-Man. He always wears something Spider-Man related. Solid blocker. He always plays with somebody that I don't know who they are, but they always play really well. So I don't know what to think there. I do think that Dylan and Caleb just have the chemistry, the experience at this point. I know they're young, but they are pretty seasoned at this point. The past few years playing a lot together. So
Sure.
I definitely think that their experience gives them the win there. Bogue, Bruno, super big. Sammy and his partner, super not big. I don't see them being able to really bring the firepower that they need to win that 2-3 matchup. So yeah, I think Bogue and Bruno win that game in 2.
Sure. All right. So now Kwekel, Zakka against Mormon and Bogue. I'm pretty inclined to take Caleb and Dylan here. I think the service pressure combined with, maybe a little bit of inconsistency in service reception will be the difference there.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. I think that Caleb really helps Dylan out with when he's able to jump set, when he's able to get more involved, in the on-2 ball with the option. If Bogue and Bruno can serve tough enough to bring Caleb out of that equation, I can really see them being a huge problem for Dylan in his side out. So if they can do that, bring the wood from the service line, I think they can win. But at the end of the day, I do think that Caleb and Dylan edge them out to win their pool. So I think we stick with the 1-2. However, I do pick Alex and his partner to win that 3-4 matchup.
Interesting.
So I'm flipping the 4 and the 3. Local guy in Alex Kamenmeyer, and he just always finds a way to win close games. Yeah, he doesn't underperform. I've never seen that from him.
Got it. Okay, well, that is a wrap on our pool play predictions. For those of you that stuck through the entire video, thank you. For those of you that dropped out early, I can't really say anything to you because you're not here anymore. But thanks for watching a little bit, I guess. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. thanks for hopping on here, Ian. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Anything you want to say to your adoring fans out there before you hop off?
I have no fans, but if I pissed any of you off tomorrow, I'm really sorry. Maybe we can share a drink, but I'm not buying it.
I was gonna say you might think you don't have fans, but based on your TikTok account, I think you have fans. So.
Oh my God. All right. On that note, we should definitely end this video.
All righty. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping by, Ian. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, man. Later, guys.